There's halakha in regards to elevators on Shabbat. Halakha says "Adavar pashut she'asur l'ishtamesh b'ma'alit regila b'Shabbat." Obviously, to use a regular elevator, he says, is not permissible, and one cannot use such an elevator on Shabbat. Therefore, those that would like to go away and they go into a place where there's elevators, they're going to have a big problem because there's not much of a heter. Now, what happens if you go into a place that has automatic elevators, where it automatically stops on each and every floor? So, even though the elevator is stopping on what we call it in the terms today outside, they call it the shabbat elevator, that's really not so much shabbat elevator. And the reason is because as a person goes in and out of the elevator, automatically there is somewhat that you automatically turn on as more weight goes into the elevator. You cause certain things to automatically work and certain sparks that end up triggering because of your weight. Again, unless you really don't weigh anything, that's a different story. But in most people's cases, it definitely will affect the elevator. Especially when you walk in the elevator and there's a maximum of 2,500. There's a certain amount how much you can hold. There's a limit. It's not unlimited as much as you want. And therefore, being that that's the case, really the best is not to use, even if you have a Shabbat elevator, he says best is not to use such a thing. And better to use the staircases, if of course it's possible. Today, a lot of times you go to hospitals, the staircases are locked. You can't even use them unless there's a fire, they don't open them. They're not open, you have to ask, they have to open it for you. It's a whole, wajaras. Certain places, they're totally off, they're all, automated with alarms and things like that, and you for sure can't use them. So in that case, you have no choice but to use the Shabbat elevator in that case. So he says, if a person goes into the elevator and he doesn't need to press any buttons and it automatically stops on every floor, and therefore you could get off whenever you want and get on whenever you want, yesh mekilim, there are those that are mekil to use such a thing, and you would be allowed to do it. This halakha applies whether it's an elevator or if you have an escalator which works automatic as well. The escalator is constantly moving. Every time you go onto the escalator, again, it automatically puts the weight onto the system, and that automatically puts more exertion, more energy goes into the thing, and that's, again, one should not use it on a regular case. However, if the only way how to get up, and there are no other stairs around, there's nothing to use, then again, b'makom tzoret, one would be allowed. He says, however, if sometimes they have the escalators, they work, again, with motion sensors. When it feels that there's a person coming close, it automatically goes on. Then you have a problem, and one would not be allowed to use such an escalator, just again, like any elevator that you would have to press a button. In this case, it's automatically pressing on its own. So then in such a case, one would not be allowed to use it. He also says, even if it's a Shabbat elevator, one should be careful to go into the elevator only when the door is totally open, in order that you don't cause that the door should open or close as you're going into the elevator.